with Gina.
The News with Gina Grad.
So, a big congratulations to Nicolas Cage. He got married recently. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm getting some other breaking news. Oh, it lasted 4 days. He divorced and annulled her. He reportedly filed for an annulment on Wednesday after getting hitched to makeup artist Erica Koike on Saturday, the same day they applied for the marriage license. Things fell apart very quickly. The news of the wedding.
What are the chances they met that day?
Well, they hadn't, but that would have been great. The news of the wedding didn't even make it out before the news of the annulment made it out. So they'd been dating since last April. Nick's other three marriages did last a little longer. Alice Kim, 12 years. Lisa Marie Presley, 3 months. Patricia Arquette, 6 years. And you have to have a reason to get an annulment. I don't understand annulments, but anyway, we're all just supposed to forget that you were married.
So I don't know where he's like. I know he owed money, and so he has to make these bad movies in order to pay the man or the IRS or whoever, whatever it is. But is he clinically insane? I don't think.
Crazy like a fox.
This isn't a substance thing with him, right? It's like, it's not like he has a drug.
I think it's involved. He was enthusiastically a cocaine user, as I've heard. I think it's been
allegedly.
Well, I think anyway for storage.
Has there ever been any rehab or anything for him?
I don't know about that.
Well, you have to give a reason for that sort of thing. And he said that the marriage was a fraud because she didn't disclose the full nature and extent of her relationship with another person. He also says she didn't disclose her criminal history. And
it came out in the 4 days after the, honey, now that we're married, I have some things to tell you.
Put a pot of coffee
Sit
on.
down.
This is all according to TMZ. He justifies the annulment by saying they had such conflict in personalities and dispositions that are so deep as to render the two incompatible. There's pictures of them leaving the Bellagio of him, or her screaming at him and him just kind of defeated.
Maybe he's just thought to himself, I'm not being Nic Cagey enough.
Yeah.
And then this whole thing happens.
They did say it was one of those things where apparently, they're in Vegas and they're drunk and she's like, oh my God, you know what we should do? And he's like, capital idea. So it's not like they planned for this.
Well, I stand by National Treasure.
Yeah.
Those are fun movie.
We should watch some
fun
of those.
movies.
We should watch some of Nic Cage's pay off the IRS movies that go straight to video or other countries because they are interesting looking.
Yeah, I don't know
if they're even movies at all.
I can't figure that guy out. But I have never had an interaction with him. My only thing was had a few of these with a few celebs where you try to find some common ground when you're interviewing them, and I realized he had a Lamborghini Miura, and I had a Lamborghini Miura, and I said, Nick, you had a Lamborghini Miura. There's all total 900 of them ever produced on the planet, so you're not going to run into too many people in line at the supermarket that had like a Lamborghini Miura. And I told him, you had one, I have one. And he went, okay.
What else you got?
I don't know. It's such a weird thing. And then I never know if they believe you or they hear you or they're just them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you'd think those Coppolas would help out, but no, you've got to make those movies.
Just to color Nic Cage information, just to not necessarily indicative of anything, just so you know, he very good friends early on in the young, up-and-coming days with Jim Carrey, another potentially insane person.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, but just color.
Yeah.
And also, he was addicted to drugs in his 20s, but never went to rehab or AA. He just realized it didn't work for him and stopped.
So it's been, I guess, sober drug. I mean, this isn't nutty drug-fueled behavior. This is just eccentric actor.
No.
Yeah.
So there you go. Congrats, and we are sorry. Yeah.
Also, the part where you were leading man, leading woman, this move where you're trying to hang on to your looks, you know what I mean, for a dude, man, we talk about the chick version of this all the time, like, too much plastic surgery and blah, blah, blah. The dude version of this is much worse.
It's ghastly.
It's much worse when the dude is hanging on to that look, when the hair's dyed black and they're getting some injections and a little work done. And it's like, had a flight attendant on the flight I just got off of who clearly was a dude trying to hang on to it a little too long, and it ends up looking creepy. The women don't look good. It's not flattering if you can see it, but they don't look sort of
ghoulish.
creepy and ghoulish. The guys take a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if this has ever come up on Rotten Tomatoes, at least before me, but you know what one of my favorite Nic Cage movies is? I mean, he happens to be in it. Old movie, Peggy Sue Got Married.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Time travel.
I'd say
That's I think is that a Francis Ford Coppola movie?
Raising
I don't know.
Arizona. There is some,
of course,
there is.
Raising Arizona.
It is a Coppola thing for some because it was confusing. But I'd say Raising Arizona is probably his highest rated one.
I don't think you're getting an argument about that.
I love that
It's the
goddamn
best.
movie.
Don't sleep on Moonstruck.
The Hand.
I didn't like the Cher. The nod because she let her hair go gray.
Gray.
So it's like, oh, she's so bold. For what? Not dyeing her hair?
Yeah.
All right.
So Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel plans to bill Jussie Smollett for the city's investigation into his alleged hate crime. On WGN radio at the end of last week, Emanuel said the Chicago Police Department is figuring out how much it spent on the case. And once the numbers are in, the mayor says they will contact him and give him a bill. It's believed it's going to be about $130,000. But that's not all. Emanuel, who called the decision to this is a whitewash of justice, said, my recommendation...
Face Off is 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Sure is.
That is mind-numbing. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, he says...
Can't be higher than Raising Arizona, though.
No, Raising Arizona's got to be 90. I would say
90,
97.
Raising Arizona's 91.
Oh! Face Off is 92.
Wow.
That doesn't make a lick
right.
of sense.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
They're going to basically, they possibly will be charging him $130,000, and he has to write in the note section, in the memo section, I'm accountable for the hoax. Meanwhile, Jussie's lawyers are demanding an apology from the mayor for dragging an innocent man's character through the mud.
Jesus goddamn
They
Christ.
should build those Nigerian brothers for pulling this caper off.
Someone's going to get a sit down with them, right? I mean, they
An
got to be
exclusive.
selling the story
I would
somewhere,
imagine
Robert
their
right?
story's going to be pretty
We've
tasty.
established that they'll do things for money, right?
So that's on the table.
That's on the table.
And not
so
a ton of money.
Selling their
a
interview.
modest amount of money.
$3,500 to split.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll hear from them.
All right. Well, I'll talk to Garrigus about it.
Oh,
Try to
please
figure
do.
it out.
So more Clooney news. We were just talking about Clooney. CNN reports that George Clooney has called for a boycott of 9 hotels because of their links to Brunei, whereas of this week, homosexual acts will be punishable by death. In an opinion piece he wrote for Deadline, Clooney decried Brunei's announcement that April 3rd, the country will stone or whip to death citizens caught committing adultery or having gay sex. He called for the public to join him boycotting these hotels. They're in the U.S., in the U.K., France, Italy. The two here are the Beverly Hills Hotel and the Bel Air in Los Angeles.
Oh,
So
speaking of
the rest of us high rollers, we won't be going to there anytime soon.
Yeah, speaking of Laurel and Coldwater turning into whatever and everything turning into whatever it turns into. Because Coldwater turns into Beverly there. Either way, the Beverly Wilshire and the Beverly Hills
Yeah.
Hotel.
And the Beverly Hilton.
And the Beverly Hilton. Can I tell you, I did upfronts for whatever. We did like a presentation upfronts or whatever. I don't know, Catch a Contract or History Channel or something. And it was at the Beverly Wilshire. And then about 4 months later, it was like, we're doing a second upfront, whatever. And it was like, it's at the Beverly. It's like, yeah, I know where it is. I got it. And I just pulled into there and valeted my car and like walked in. It's like, where is everybody? And then I'm getting to, where are you? And it's like, we're at the Beverly Hilton, not at the, and it's like, okay.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah. So we should boycott?
Yeah, boycott.
All right. Well, done and done.
Yeah, I was doing it
because
anyway.
I live in LA, so I never go to any of those places.
And it is a classic example for you of what year is it?
Yeah,
Brunei stoning to death people who are gay.
Also, what's in it for you? Like, how much money do you make stoning people to death? Like, it just
Probably costs you money.
feels like a calorie burner.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a choice between whipped to death or stoned to death. I'll
I don't
take
know whose
stoned
call
to death.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And are they, like, I know we always talk about this is going on in these countries. And I don't want to sound cynical. Like, it's on the books, but is it going on? Like, are they whipping and stoning people to death? And also, what year is it? And also, I know we like to focus on what a hellhole we're living in and how oppressive it is for all people who are marginalized and everything else. But now that we've opened it up to a sort of global market, let's look around at some of these neighbors and see what's up with that. And could they have a percentage? Could they be homosexuality? I imagine it's got to be about the same percentage wherever you go. It can be celebrated, and you can have gay pride marches and stuff, but that's not going to make anyone gay. I'm trying to think. So it's probably as many gay citizens in these places where it's illegal as there are anywhere else.
Yeah, Brunei and Chechnya need to get their shit together.
Yeah.
I know it's controversial.
Yeah, well, they say you can tell a nation by how it treats its gays. I got to work that one out. Yeah. But either way, George is right.
Yep. Well, Disney rolling out some big new bans coming very soon. So there's two that they're really wanting to get the word out about. One is smoking. That goes into effect as of May 1st. That's for Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Water Parks, ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex, and Downtown Disney.
It's going to be hard on the European tourists.
Yeah. Currently, all those locations have designated smoking areas. They'll all be removed. This includes vaping. The second,
I don't get why does vaping get lumped in with smoking? Like, I know we don't like the notion of it. Like, I had a talk with a woman about this once. She's like, these kids are all vaping. And I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, the nicotine's bad for them. And I'm like, And nicotine's not really bad for you. It's like caffeine. Right. You know what I mean? It is. You don't want your kid strung out on it. You don't drink 2 pots of coffee a day, but you'd rather have him do that than many other
a host of other things.
Yeah, than eating 5 chili dogs a day. I mean, yeah, okay. And in the world of vices, it's something, but it's not really bad for them. There's certain. So we've decided we don't like smoking or smokers, and then we've decided, I guess, because the smoke wafts over and gets to wherever, which is true, but people have been doing it for a long time, many, many years. But then the vaping, I don't know, feels like an alternative to smoking.
I have a theory on why they're banning vaping. Because I think it's to keep because if there's a smoking ban and somebody's vaping and then some family starts going, excuse me, I have to find, I have to go talk to the manager. It's more headache to figure out, is this smoke? Is this vape? It's not going to be because of health issues. It's going to be because of other tourists complaining. And they'll just say, fine, if we see smoke, we're not having it.
In my never-ending quest for equality, when every one of these goddamn commercials is the guy's a buffoon and he's dumping the batter into the toaster and it's catching on fire, and the mom's got the 9 jobs. She's a nurse, she's a doctor, she's a lawyer, she's walking the dog, she's going by Applebee's. And in that vein, and I was just sitting on a flight, and they've really upped their game in the pre-flight, buckle up and insert the whatever. And they're getting all fancy schmancy with American Airlines and all these. They're putting together these big productions and it's a lot of choreography and all that kind of stuff. Could we, just one time, have a woman doing something you're not allowed to do? It's always the dude, like, hey, no vaping. It's a dude. He's going for them. Because we're buffoons and we don't follow it. Just once. Just one time. The chick is the one who's leading the whole thing. Also, they're the ones who are dutifully doing what you told them to do. Like, hey, put your baggage up and tilt it up, put it on its edge and slide it overhead. No vaping. Okay, dude. What about one rogue chick? Just one little naughty bitch who goes, you know what? I brought my vape pen. I'm going to get busy with it on this flight. And then we find her and go, no to you.
Yeah.
Is it 100% dudes on every single airline doing everything you can't do? And could we find one chick?
That's true.
Oh, this is going to Chris.
And hold on. In the pantheon of people getting drunk and out of control on airplanes, I got about 50-50 with the chicks and the dudes.
Oh, yeah. There's another one that just came out.
Plenty of chicks having a couple cocktails and getting a little mouthy with their seat partner or getting into it with the dude or with the pilot. It's pretty equal here. So could we just have one of these training videos, just have one chick doing one thing wrong?
Oh, there used to be. Virgin America, I think they were the first ones to have a safety video and had the choreography and all the crazy. God, I flew this goddamn airline so much I remember the song very well. Ooh up, ooh up. Anyway, there's one where there's a woman who's smoking and like a kid. Yeah, shoo up, shoo up. I think the woman is smoking. It's in the middle, and the kid. There's like a kid who like takes her cigarette away or something.
Is this the one with the nuns on the plane?
Good.
Yeah, this is the one with the nuns.
right.
But they're gone now because they got bought by Alaska.
Because they had a woman smoking.
This is literally no longer shown anywhere. Find the one with a black kid sitting on a woman's lap. It's towards the middle.
Can't have a black woman smoking.
No, it's a white woman, black kid.
Yeah, I
They're
know,
very
but
tongue in cheek, but.
Okay.
I think
Is that her
she's
kid?
either smoking or doing something wrong because he pulls
She
a cigarette
can't
out of
be-
her hand or something.
Oh, yeah, she can't put it to her lips. But either way. All right.
That's what you're
It's all
asking for.
gone.
Man. It's gone.
That's true.
It's gone. We can't have nice things. Bring it back, Alaska.
Well, the other ban is strollers. Check those stroller sizes. No more stroller
Hey,
wagons.
can I say this?
No more strollers?
No more stroller
may-
wagons, and they have to be a smaller size.
They may want to ban smoking for the general public, but they should force some of the folks that work there to smoke because those women are getting big. And in terms of your health, you'd rather have them smoking than morbidly obese. All right, we got the black kid.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
so
cool from that
this
movie.
one's important for all you smokers.
All you smokers.
Parenthood.
Out here, so don't you forget.
Well, she
Federal
Look.
law prohibits tampering,
Oh, she's a
destroying,
vapor.
disabling
So what?
Smoke detectors. So
She's
don't
smoking.
touch that
That's true.
cigarette. Don't
That's
you do
true.
it.
You asked it, and
You got it. You produced.
exists.
You produced.
Doesn't exist anymore, but it once was a thing.
There was a woman with a vape pen. Thank goodness. But now,
Now nothing.
we've gone wrong.
Now nothing.
Gone off a cliff. Yeah, you got one more?
Sure.
Wait, we done with that?
Everybody
Start
good?
smoking. Lose that weight.
So Tom Hanks is reportedly in talks to play Colonel Tom Parker in an Elvis biopic.
Ooh.
Yep, according to Variety, Baz Luhrmann will direct this as of yet untitled film. And, Hanks brings this A-list appeal, but Luhrmann wants a newcomer to be cast as Elvis, doesn't want somebody we already know. So Parker discovered Presley when he was just an unknown, quickly moved in as his lone representation. Parker was responsible for various milestones like the record deal with RCA, his acting career. And I don't know if we've talked about it on this show, but isn't it true that he was the reason Elvis never toured overseas? Because he was he had some trouble with the law and couldn't leave the country.
I think he was a very, not to address that, but I think the Colonel was an addicted gambler. And I think he
Maybe there's some
gambled
debt
a
issue.
lot in Vegas. I don't know how to do with travel, but he took a lot of Elvis. And then he just told Elvis to, do a million movies because he was his. It's kind of a weird thing because I've been in this position. Everyone in show business has been in this position. The person that's booking all the dates, who's getting 10% of everything, is like, yeah, more dates, like go more flights, more travel,
more everything.
you could hit this date on your way back from that date and stuff. Because for them, most of the time, oftentimes they're staying at home and that 10% is rolling in. But he didn't take 10%. I mean, he was 50% or 30%.
Yeah,
I mean.
He was so he gambled a ton. He took between 25 and 50% of Elvis's earnings.
We just try to double it.
And when Elvis died, he owed the Las Vegas Hilton $30 million. And supposedly throughout his career he made over $100 million with Elvis. And when he died, he was worth $1 million.
Wow.
Jesus.
A lot of gambling. All right, let's bring it home, baby girl.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
That was the news with Gina Grad.